Hey guys, today I'm going to be making something that I've always wanted myself, which is a set of real metal Pokémon badges from the Gen 1 series. I've gone ahead and printed out this kind of template image to work off. I won't get into how I'm going to make them too much right now. I'll just let you watch as I go along and I'll kind of explain things as I go along. So to start, I need to cut out these anyway, so let's get going on that. Okay, now I've got the 8 little badges cut out as templates. I can start working on the clay versions to use as the negatives for my molds. Now I've got a nice little piece of flat and smooth clay to work with. I'm going to cut them on top of this piece of wood just to save the counter from getting cut up. I've got clay versions of the badges now. Time to get working on the molds once they dry. So now the clay badges are dry, I'm just going to glue some little screws on the back of them so I can release them from the molds easier when I'm making the molds. Going to put some talcum powder on the top so they don't stick as much, hopefully, but they'll still leave an indent for the mold. Okay, time for the moment of truth. Will this work? Oh, I don't like doing this at all. If I'm going to break it or something. Oh. That's not too bad actually. Quite happy with that. And that's my molds. That's my mold done. Oh, Jesus. Okay, this is really slow. Let me get a spatula or something. Paint scraper maybe. Probably should have put some talc down on the counter as well before I started doing this. If I was thinking I would have done that. But it should be fine. Lovely. Just gonna put some of this down now this time. So I've had to leave the molds drying overnight. We're now ready to start melting down some metal and getting them going. I'm going to use lead because with the crappy melting setup I have, I'm not going to be able to melt anything with a higher melting temperature. But lead should be fine. Okay, I need to cut the top lip off this old paint can just so I can use it as a crucible in my forge, so I'm going to do that now. Perfect. Okay, first things first, I've got to fire up the burner thing. So. Now, just for the record, I'm wearing protective face gear here for this because, you know, fumes and all that. So if you're doing this yourselves, guys, be careful. Look how easy this is to cut up. Crazy. Yeah. Looking fairly melted now. Okay, let's give this a go. Whoops. Uh-oh, I don't know if the mould was actually dry properly. It seemed to bubble quite a bit there when I poured it in. Like I said, I think there might have been a bit of water left in the mould even though I left it all night, so hopefully they didn't get ruined. If not, I might try again. I'm going to take these out actually. Uh-oh. Oh wait. Oh! I mean, it did bubble, but it doesn't look too bad. Maybe if I try it again. Yeah, so as you can see, the first round of making them didn't go as planned. This one, I mean, like, these two actually came out lovely. Like, I mean, once I tidy those up and paint them, they're going to look fine. But I'm going to have to redo some of them because, like I said, the mold wasn't fully dry, and it's left kind of like the bubbles of the evaporating water ran up through the metal as it got molded. So I'm going to have to go back and do some of them again. But it's no big deal. I mean, the mold didn't get damaged or anything, so it should be fine. I went and put the mold in the oven for a while on 65 degrees just to kind of, Celsius by the way, 65 degrees to kind of dry it out properly because I'm very impatient, and hopefully this will work. I'll have it kind of hot as well for when the liquid metal touches it. Let's hope this time is working. It's quite nice as well. Oh, these are all coming out pretty good this time, huh? I'm not going to lie to you guys, it took me like 7 castings to get versions of all the badges that I was happy with. There was just so much moisture in the mould, but eventually, after using the oven and everything to dry it out, I did get ones that I'm quite happy with now. There's still a lot of cleaning up to do, but you know, once I go to town on them a bit with some chisels and sandpaper and stuff like that, I should be able to get them down to, you know, nice shapes, and then I can start painting in the voids. Oh yeah, before I forget to point it out, some of you guys may have noticed that the Earth badge isn't the same as the one I had printed in the picture. It's actually the same as the one that Ash uses in the cartoon because I wanted to kind of stick to that. So just, if you think I messed up, I didn't. I'm going to use the grinder now to like tidy up the outer shapes of the badges. Just they're a bit overflowed on the molds. So I'm going to be wearing a really good respirator for this, just to point out, because lead is poisonous to humans, so I won't be breathing this dust in case anyone's wondering, and I will be hoovering the shop up really well afterwards and stuff like that, so do bear that in mind. Okay, now it's time to just finish tidying them up. I'm going to use my sanding block and hammer and some chisels and stuff like that or whatever, just to kind of get the shape really nice and get like the grooves really straight, and you know. One of the benefits of using lead as the metal, it's very, very soft at room temperature, so shaping these and sanding these and stuff isn't actually too hard. Just as I said before, the downside is it's not good for humans, so you need to make sure you're wearing the right gear when you're dealing with it. So this coat is just a coat of silver to give it a nice finish, cover up the actual lead metal, and keep it from tarnishing, because like lead tarnishes. You can see that they've lost their shine a bit already. Like, oh yeah, they just pop straight away. Like, so while I've got the whole spray painting set up ready, I'm gonna actually spray this as well. It's just a fudge box that I have left over from some fudge I was eating, and I'm gonna kind of spray it all nice black with the Pokemon League logo on the front, and put the badges in there then when I'm done. Maybe get some foam for the inside to sit the badges on as well. Now that my box is all nice and painted black, I'm going to put, I've gone and done a section with tape that I'm going to put a white square in here, and then use the logo from Ash's hat in Pokemon. It's the same. I think they make a reference in the show that it's like meant to be the Pokemon League logo or something like that. So, you know, goes well with the badges, I'd say. I've decided I want the corners of this white square to have rounded edges like the edges of the box itself. So I went and cut up a little circular washer that I found. Kind of plastic washer thing I found. I don't know what it was from. I'm gonna lay these on the edge of each corner and hot glue them in place, just so the paint doesn't, you know what I'm doing. It's a weird solution to a problem, but saves me cutting out a stencil or something, you know. While the paint dries on this thing, I'm going to just cut out the stencil for the logo. I did a brutal job of cutting that out, but I might just do the job. The little blocks of wood are just to make sure paint doesn't go where paint's not meant to go. Oh yeah, I ruined it. Fuck. Oh no. Sorry, hon. Yeah. Do you know what I might do? I might just go back over it again with kind of a brush, or something like that. That's a shame now. The last thing I want to do now for the box part is just cut a piece out of this foam thing I had from a case, and just use that as a kind of a base to sit the badges on when they're in the box so they aren't rattling around inside of it. Oh, lovely piece of foam, and as you can see it's going to go quite nicely as a base in my box. Oh, lovely. So now I've got my metal badges all cast up, touched up, sprayed with silver paint to keep them nice and shiny, and last thing to do with them now is paint the kind of gaps in with the appropriate colours so that the raised parts will remain silver and the backs and stuff, but then the rest will have colour and they should look properly like the real ones then, hopefully. Let's get to that. I'm gonna probably give some of them a second coat once they're dry, and then I want to also fix the issue I have now that I made on the lid of the box. But once that's all done, I'm going to put it all together and I'll come back and give you a look at the finished product. Okay, we're finally there, guys. After seeing how bad a job I did on the thing, I needed to just go back over that with white paint. So that is looking much better now, as you can see, and the edges are nice and rounded and everything, and inside is, voila, the finished badges. I'm quite happy with how they came out, to be honest. Not like perfect, but I mean, considering they were done with like handmade versions and handmade molds and that kind of stuff, and yeah. As you can see, there's the rainbow badges because it shows all the different colours in one badge. Came out nice and shiny. Metal finish is lovely. Oh yeah, another thing actually, in case I forget, I deliberately didn't put pins on the back of these, just because someone's probably going to say it in the comments like, oh, why didn't you put pins so you can wear them like Ash does in the cartoon or whatever. I actually bought these safety pins to put on the back so I could use them as wearable pins, but you know, I'm probably never going to wear them, and I like the way they sit in the box like this and the way they feel in your hand. You know, they're kind of like there's nothing on the back to make them bumpy or whatever, you know, shall we say. So yeah, no, I think I'm going to leave it like this, and I can always add the pins in 2 minutes with a hot glue gun at some point or whatever if I want to, you know. Okay guys, if you're still here, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, like proper smash the crap out of it if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, then I'm really sorry, and I'll try harder next time. Bye. You know what actually clicked with me while I was making this? That's very similar to the, is it Quicksilver? Quicksilver, one of those surfing clothes brands. It's very close to the Quicksilver logo without the mountain in it. I'll put a picture in the screen so you can know what I'm talking about.